Hello Sagittarius, this is going to be your October general reading for 2018. I hope you guys are well. Okay, this is for Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius moon for October 2018. In Sagittarius's best, highest good, along with whatever they most need to hear about concerning October. Happy autumn, you guys. I planned on getting these out sooner, but my puppy has kind of been driving me a little bit batty. And today is an extremely cold, windy day outside. And so I figured I would try to do as many as I can while my puppy's over at a friend's house. And inside where the cards won't be blowing away and I won't be shivering. So let's see what's going on for Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Okay, ready? I'm going to start picking your cards. I'm going to do an 11 card Celtic cross spread. And after I pick your 11 cards, I'll show them all to you. And then I'll pick clarifiers and get started. This part is always the most boring part, so feel free to skip ahead if you would like. Almost done. Are you an Aquarius in kind of a similar boat as each other or know each other? Your readings are a little bit similar with certain things. Okay. I'm going to show you your 11 cards now, and then afterwards I will pick your clarifiers. Your central experience for the month of October is the Ace of Cups. Very nice, you guys. Makes me wonder what's going on with you. Well, I guess October's not over yet. I'm a Sagittarius rising. I don't see this at all for me. Definitely makes me wonder who's watching, but you just never know, right? Okay, your countering experience for that is strength. What is helping you or hindering you? Let me pick one more and then I'll show you. I'm going to figure out which one this is. Okay, I'm guessing that this is helping you. Okay. What is helping you is the Knight of Swords. What is hindering you is the Five of Swords. Pretty obvious to me. At your core or root of your being, you have Temperance. This has been hovering around you for quite a few months now. This is one of your major arcana cards. In the recent past, you have the Hanged Man. as your best possible outcome, you have the Nine of Wands. In the near future, you have Judgment. Right now, you are the Knight of Cups. In your surroundings, you have the Two of Swords. Your hope, fears, I guess I'll have to pick some cards to go with it, are the Eight of Pentacles. And your general outcome for October is the Ace of Pentacles. And so for your clarifiers this month, I am picking cards from a very special deck that is quite rare. It's called The Flower Speaks. Pardon me, I'm just trying to put things away. Okay. This is a deck that's called The Flower Speaks. This is what the back looks like. And the cards look like this. Look at what's on the bottom. You have leadership. This is the Sun card in this deck. This deck is interesting because it combines tarot with another system that she created. It has the major arcanas, but it doesn't have the minor arcanas. It has a totally different system for the minor cards. And they combine animal totems or insect totems. In this case, this is the bee, flowers, and astrology. And so this was created by a woman named Marlena Rudzinski, who actually gave me her deck about 14 or 15 years ago at a psychic fair, and I ended up buying the book to go with it. So I haven't seen this deck in any other places or with any other readers. It makes me wonder what happened to her deck. It kind of makes me want to Google her and see if I can find her to let her know that her deck is on YouTube now. But I'm going to be picking your clarifiers from this. This is an interesting reading, you guys. It looks like things aren't quite so major as they were before, but you still have 4 major arcanas in here. So you're still going through some kind of a big process or cycle right now, but it definitely seems to be getting narrowed down a little bit. Okay, here we go. Well, like I said, this is the most boring part, so if you want, go ahead and skip ahead. This is interesting. Someday I'll be able to have a tripod where I can show you what I'm actually doing. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm gonna chug a little bit of coffee and I'll be right back and get started with your reading. Sorry about the wait. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna raise this up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's get started. Hopefully you can see these okay without too much glare. Your central experience for the month of October has something to do with initiating something new in your life. I'm looking at the Ace of Cups here. This could be initiating a new relationship. This could be initiating a new path or a new way of doing things in your life. This can be a new way of feeling, as in deciding to be more joyful and expect good things to come based off of your own initiation, your own initiative in deciding to look at things in a new way or feel things in a new way. Starting a new path of happiness in your life. This fertility card here is actually the Chariot in this deck. And notice she's holding a pomegranate. Pomegranate is the name of the card in this, along with fertility. If you think about a pomegranate, it has 1,000,000 seeds. And so obviously that has a lot to do with fertility, that when you have a lot of seeds, you can be sure that something will grow. Maybe not all of those seeds will grow into a pomegranate tree, but at least one of them will, because there are so many seeds. This is a card that has to do with making choices. If you think of this as being a Chariot card, she has to make a choice out of many possibilities in order to get started with going in a certain direction. Your Chariot is how you move forward, after all, or how you get from one place to another place, or how you go about getting to your destination. You could look at your destination as your goals, or where you would like to take yourself to, what you would like to go towards. This involves choice. It may be you have a lot of choices on where you could go or what you could do. And so you need to focus on what brings you the most happiness to think about beginning or starting in your life. If this had to do with love, then I would say you may have many choices, as in many options of people you could start a relationship with or be in a relationship with. And so my advice with this combination is you should choose what brings you the most happiness when you think about going towards it, which is the Ace of Cups here. Try not to settle on things just because you think they're more likely to happen if you go in a certain direction. You should really be going towards your bliss. You should be going towards your happiness. And if you decide and take initiative and start moving towards this thing that brings you happiness, whether it's a person or a situation or a new location or whatever it happens to be, it could be a trip, I'm getting that you would have a really good outcome, or that it's the path that you are meant to take. So what is hindering you, or what is your challenge to this situation? You have two cards that are ruled by the same energy, which is the Sun or Leo. Could you be possibly dealing with a Leo type person, in which case there's something about this that is a challenge? If it doesn't have to do with a Leo person, this has to do with following your own personal truth, because your next card, that is a clarifier, you have two clarifiers here, is Truth, which is the Emperor in this deck. Your challenge is to muster enough strength and a sense of self up in order to stand up for what you believe in or what you want. To be completely truthful about where you're coming from or what you want. To maintain your boundaries, to be strong in yourself, to support yourself. Your challenge could be getting support or feeling supported. You could possibly be having back problems. Or your energy is low. You may not have as much energy as you would like, or it's a challenge to sustain energy. Something about this, if this is true, has something to do with speaking your own truth. Maybe you've been holding back on everything that you feel or everything that you want. Maybe your challenge is to focus more on what you need or want. You may be having other people's needs in mind more than your own. Or you may just feel that you have a lack of support in backup with following your own personal truth. But I feel as though you feel very strongly about standing up for something or doing something, but you may not feel that other people are understanding where you're coming from or even understand what you're saying or what you're trying to do. Let's move on. Let's see if anything else comes out. So what is helping you is to speak up or to address certain situations. I got a very distinct flash of a situation where people are avoiding you or people are running around you or not facing you or trying to get away with something or just hide something from you. It almost feels as though what is helping you is to try to naturally pin them down where they kind of have to face you and hear what you have to say. That makes sense because what is hindering you is the Five of Swords, which is someone who is possibly cruel or has cruel intentions or cruel thoughts or says cruel things or tries to mentally or emotionally manipulate situations. This is someone or a situation that is extremely selfish, that isn't concerned with the needs of other people or even whether or not other people are happy. This is more about domination, power, and control issues, and possible mental manipulation, trying to manipulate how other people see something or what other people say or what other people perceive. This is someone, normally I don't think of the Five of Swords as being a sneaky card. I think of more the Seven of Swords as being a sneaky card, but for whatever reasons, what I'm getting from this is that this is someone who is manipulative and cruel, but they're very sneaky about it, where they tend to maneuver things where someone else gets blamed, or there's so much misinformation or miscommunication involved that they kind of get away with this, and they may not be easily seen for what they're doing. Hopefully this is making sense, you guys. This seems very specific. In which case, it makes total sense that this is what is hindering you and that this is what is helping you. You can kind of see it if you look at them together. There's the cruel, possibly backbiting, backstabbing, someone who's being cruel but sneaky about it, or has manipulated the situation where they are not easily seen for what they're doing. And here's you, in this case, the Knight of Swords, saying, you know, other people may not see what you're doing, but I see what you're doing, and this is what I think about it. You're outing it, in other words. It's very interesting. So feel fine about speaking up this month. It feels as though perhaps you have tried other methods or other ways of dealing with this situation or this person, and none of them have worked. And so this is your you've finally just gotten fed up where you're saying, okay, let's address this. You need to face me and talk to me about this. I'm not getting outright anger or combativeness with this, but the other person may perceive it that way. But really, I just feel as though you're tired of the running around you type of thing, and you really just want to make this person face you so that you can actually talk these things out, or have them know that you see what they're doing, or to speak up on the behalf of someone else or a situation involved, or to get information. You may be lacking information about something, and so what is helping you is to get the information that you seek, even if it means temporarily acting a little bit aggressive just to get it, or to not let people forget about you on what you're trying to get here, information-wise. So at your root, you have Temperance. Very good. You guys have done a lot of work. I think I remember a couple of months back you had it as your challenge, then you had it as your near future. But now it's within you at your core. It's in your soul now. So whatever path you've been on balancing your heart and your head, balancing your passions with your logic, staying positive, staying calm, blending extreme situations so that you maintained a semblance of inner peace or calm concerning anything that goes on outside of you, on how you handle things. You're handling things in a very good way. I feel as though you have come far enough along with this where it's feeling natural now rather than something that is hard for you to do. You're coming back into yourself. You're feeling more sure of yourself, or you're feeling more whole, or just more on top of who you are, which is excellent. And you also have beneficial guides, people even in your life, as well as spiritual guides that are guiding you through this process. Just continue to stay positive and stay calm. This is very different from what is helping you, which is the Knight of Swords. It takes a special kind of person to be able to balance both these energies, to stay calm and yet speak up, or to demand answers and yet still come off as not being imbalanced. So good for you. What is helping you now is you have mastered a certain level of calm, and so now you can get away with speaking up without other people thinking of you as being combative or trying to stir up anything. And so in your recent past, there has been something that's been put on hold, or a suspension of action, or just certain things have been suspended or not really moving forward as much because you were still waiting on more information or more signs or more signals from your inner self, or just for things to make more sense to you where more pieces fell into place. Until you had all the information, it wasn't possible to be able to completely move forward with this. You had to allow things to be at a possible standstill or a suspension period in order to get all of the visions that you needed, or all of the ideas that you needed, or all of the inspiration that you needed in order to make more sense of how to proceed after this period. You've been seeking vision. You've been seeking answers from within before you could actually do anything about something. Whoa. Okay, that's your recent past. There's a fly in here. It's bugging me out. I may have to pause this and get rid of it. So your best possible outcome is that you are finishing something up. It's coming to an end on an old path of action that's been going on. I feel as though you have taken a real proactive role in standing up for something, whether it's standing up for your own abilities, standing up for yourself, standing up for what you have accomplished so far, or just carrying out what needed to be carried out in order to finish this up. This is something that you have been doing for a long time, or producing for a long time, or creating for a long time. You fully come into your own power of feeling confident, like you can play with your role of finishing things up in the best possible way, or refining things to get to a point where now you feel complete with it. But most definitely has to do with confidence and standing up for something, though. And so your two clarifiers with that is acceptance and illumination. And this is a second Hanged Man card, illumination here, which in this deck is called Sacred Datura. This is going within into the dream world, dream time, imagination. This has to do with turning off all external stimuli so that you can truly go inside of yourself and find the answers that you seek to possible riddles or things that were confusing or didn't make sense. This is paying attention to your inner promptings, your inner visions. Before you had this in your recent past, now you have it as your best possible outcome, but it feels to me as though you've received it. Whatever that vision quest was in the past, or the illumination that you needed from external things being held off, you received something already in the recent past, which is why you have acceptance next, which is accepting things, accepting what you got. Certain things may have come to light, either about yourself and your own internal processes, or something around you that has led you to have to accept things for exactly what they are and have empathy and compassion for whatever you received. You may have gotten really, really deep within yourself and seen some aspects of yourself that needed compassion or empathy or acceptance in order for you to feel more whole, so that you could fully know yourself and stand up for whatever you are trying to do and finish this off. Feels like something you have been doing for a long time. But that is your best possible outcome, is to go through that process. I feel as though your time of going within is coming to a close. You should have received things by now. Sorry to make it sound like that. And so your best possible outcome is to take what you received and accept it, whether it has to do with, I'm getting this is more to do with your own inner self rather than an external situation. And so now you're feeling more calm and balanced in yourself at your core, because your best possible outcome is you've reached another higher level of understanding of yourself, of situations around you and how you attract them to yourself, not that they're negative or positive, so that you can fully act the way that you want to and get done what you want to and feel confident. You feel as though you are more whole now because you know yourself better, or you even know the situation better. So coming up in the near future, you are directly going to be attracting people into your life that are part of your soul group, your soul tribe, your soul family, soulmates, whether it's friends or lovers, people that remind you of your higher path because they're on a similar higher path. Because you've gone through your own inner world and have gotten to know yourself even better, now you are ready to make a choice on what to initiate. And because you are initiating something, that is inviting this energy in. Judgment here is about your calling or your higher path or what you feel drawn to do, what you feel called to do. This may be an old purpose that you forgot about that lay dormant or you thought it died. and now it's coming back to life again. This feels like deep soul memory, like a deep awakening to your purpose or what you feel drawn to do in your life at this time. And not only that, in the near future, you're drawing in people that are on a similar path or are supposed to carry this out with you. And because you're drawing these people into your life, or you're remembering your purpose, things will start to come together more, and you're waking up. You're waking up to some things that your soul has forgotten, and now your soul is remembering it in the near future. You're starting to see things in a larger way that's interconnected and possibly involves other people. Or a soulmate is coming back that you thought was gone for forever. An old dream is coming back that you thought was gone for forever. You're feeling more empowered now to believe that these things are real, or to acknowledge them and to move towards them. Whatever stands in your way of your calling will become very obvious to you. It'll be as different as night and day to you. And so you're going to be focusing on following what you are called to do, regardless of what stands in your way. And you're going to have backup with this too. You're attracting other people that maybe even have a soul contract with you to do this with you. And now you're all remembering around the same time something. Okay? Right now, you're in love, or you're having amazing ideas. You're having more connections happen in your own mind. Things are making more sense. You're receiving possible solutions to problems now that perhaps before you wouldn't have ever gotten. But because you're much more in touch with yourself now, and much more in touch with what truly matters to you or what you feel drawn to do, you will receive any solutions to any problems that you face through also aligning with other people and running your ideas across them to see what the feedback is, or if they have some ideas of their own, where you can truly mirror each other with what you are drawn to do. Both of you are on a similar path. This most definitely can have to do with a relationship. This Blackberry card here is the Lovers. It also has to do with choices. Do you have? Nope, you don't have the Lovers anywhere else, but you do have Memory in the Ace of Cups. If you haven't already met your partner or your soulmate, they're coming. They're coming. And it will be very obvious that it's them. There won't be any doubt there. If you've been in a relationship for a long time, you guys are seeing more eye to eye now and being more inspired by your relationship than possibly ever before, even when you began to fall in love in the beginning. Or you need to make some kind of a choice or a decision about a relationship. What you truly want is to follow your dream or your path, where your life is meaningful and you feel inspired. If a relationship does not mirror that, then you're going to have to release it and make a choice to release it so that you can follow your path. Like I said, anything that stands in the way of your path is going to become extremely obvious to you. And so you may have to make some major choices right now on how you're going to move forward and pursue this dream of yours. If the relationship is in line with what your dreams are, or they are empowering or support you in this process, then you can most definitely do this together. If you are single and you're not in a relationship, one is coming. And not only is one coming, this is a really important soul, or this is a really important person for you. It almost feels like a love of your life, or someone who is on a similar wavelength or path as you in life. And so you will mesh together quite nicely and support each other well. and be able to come up with ideas together that possibly even you Sagittarians, who are quite intelligent and open-minded, you may come across some ideas together with someone that you never would have had on your own. And it can all help you to go forward, to move forward. So you may also need to make a choice on locations, possibly, on where do you go. Or meeting people in other locations. You may be up for a grand adventure. So in your surroundings, you have communication and the Two of Swords. It may be you're not sure how to communicate in your surroundings, or you want to. I'm seeing this as being related to what is helping you or hindering you in dealing with this difficult person or situation. What is helping you is to speak up, but this person could easily manipulate this into making it look like you are being too aggressive. And I have a feeling you know this. And so you are trying to be extra careful about how you go about this. You don't want to come off as being too aggressive, because then the other person could use it to your disadvantage or use it against you somehow. And so you're just mulling over, okay, how the heck do I communicate with situations surrounding me? You need to communicate. Communicating is what is helping you to be very forthright with communication. But you may be still figuring out who to communicate with and who not to bother communicating with. Or what exactly do you communicate? There may be some things that you want to hold to yourself for now until you have a better idea of what people's intentions are, or until things make a little bit more sense. You may even be undecided yourself on what exactly is going on in your surroundings. So you may even be tight-lipped, or you may not be talking a whole lot, or you need to be careful about communicating too much. It's either one or the other. You're either not communicating enough, or you're communicating too much to the wrong people or the wrong situations where it could be easily misunderstood or manipulated. And so you'll figure it out, though. You'll figure it out on what's the best way to do this. Let me see if I can pick another clarifier to go with this as far as a remedy goes on what you could focus on. It may be a tricky situation in your surroundings where there are certain things that need to be outed or talked about, but at the same time, talking about it could possibly interfere or cause issues. But this says, this is redemption, the trillium flower. This says if you are having a hard time communicating exactly or knowing what to say exactly in your surroundings, or who to even believe in, you may be hearing a whole lot of things from different people and they are confusing you, where you're not sure what to think. You will know eventually, so hold off on communicating until you know for sure exactly what is happening. There may be some information that hasn't come out just yet that is coming, and then you'll have a better idea of what's going on and you'll be able to communicate more about it. There are certain things being brought to light in your surroundings, so you need to wait until you feel fairly confident about what you're getting before you talk about anything. And so your hope is that you will be able to focus on the things that you really need to get done at this time. It looks as though you possibly have a lot going on that you need to finish up or address or get knocked out. So focusing is where you want to go. Focus, purify, focus on what truly is important right now and let the rest go to a backseat. or a back burner until you have more time and energy to hit those other things. But for now, focus on what is essential, what is needed, and what you absolutely must do at this time, and try your best to create space within yourself and without yourself to just focus on things one thing at a time. And that way you're keeping yourself busy where you're not getting too lost in your own head or too lost in options or possibilities. It's more important that you take care of the tasks that you need to take care of at this time and really focus on that and be devoted to this. So your general outcome is, again, you have 2 judgment cards in here. This is another judgment card, rebirth. Let me see, do you have any other repeats? The Hanged Man. You have 2 Hanged Mans. And 2 Judgments. Yep. Those are your 2 repeats. So going within, having the external stuff be put at a hold for now while you receive information from within that you need. And then something that you thought wasn't possible or was dead is coming back to life. Whether it's an old dream, an old purpose, an old idea, an old belief, an old person, a path that you want to take. This is your calling or your purpose or the thing that you came here to do or something you feel very drawn at this time to do that's very important to you. Maybe in the past you've battled with feelings of that this may not be possible for you to do this, or it's too hard, or there are too many things in the way, or you lost hope on it a long time ago and it remained dormant or dead for a long time. But now it's coming back. You're remembering what you feel drawn to do. You're remembering your calling. You're feeling called to do something. And things are coming together. People are coming together too. And so something about how to do this or how to start this is being reborn. This may even be renewing an old dream, but doing it in a different way than what you originally thought a long time ago. This may be a new way of carrying this out. But whatever your calling is, or whatever you feel drawn to do, or whatever has been dead inside of you that is coming back to life now, it is entirely possible for you to do this. And now is the perfect time to get it started. Or if you've already started this, you're going to see movement and growth here. You're going to see progress with this. So between your 2 outcomes, your best possible outcome is to go within, get the answers that you need or the vision that you need, accept what it is that you get, or accept yourself, know yourself more now, so that you can be confident about finishing up the old things that you have been doing, wrapping this period of confidence in yourself up where you have graduated and now you are able to get a lot more done because you feel more sure of yourself based off of past things, so that you can start this new path that is extremely meaningful to you. Okay, hopefully that made sense for you or helped in some way. I wish you all the best, many blessings to you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.